The Federation unites Russia. The Federation looks west, seeking new friends and challenging old foes for the liberation of all Russians. May the free world remove the shackles of complacency and join us in our crusade for freedom. Without warmth, the President of the Russian Federation, Valery Shukshin.
Russia, 1975. Millions take up arms within the Reich and the Federation as war breaks out in the Reichskommissariat Moskowian.
My divisions are just dying. Like, they're just dying. Since when was there an invasion part? Since when did that... Bro, they're invading through ice. There is no water there. It's literally just ice. I might have to restart this whole thing. We actually just lost. And I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna lock in, alright? You have no idea. I'm fully gonna lock in. It's 1975. The president of the Russian Federation, Vasily Shukshin, has worked diligently to unite all of Russia under one banner. The last Russians to be liberated lay in the west, under German occupation. 2 million Russian soldiers size up against the German border, ready to attack. As Vasily inspects the army before him, he is confident that the days of German dominance over Eastern Europe is to come to an end. 30 years has passed since the collapse of the Soviet Union, which began the German terror, but now Russia is poised to end it once and for all. Vasily and his resurgent army must liberate West Russia from the Nazi abomination, crushing any hopes of the 1,000-year Reich they dreamed of. Hi. I'm Colonel Cam, and welcome to Part 2, 12 years realizing a Russian Federation in the New Order. Hello guys, now you have no idea how many attempts this took. I fought so hard to win this war, and I got like an extra hard Germany for some reason. I got no idea why, but yeah. Anyway, like and subscribe, and let's get straight into the video. Okay, so I'm back, and when I say I locked in, I locked in. Look at this. 2.05 million men in my army. Last time, in part 1, it was 1 million at this point. Now it's at 2 million. 53 air wings. 3,000 of those are fighters, the rest is close air support, okay? And 3,000 may not be that much, but these are the most advanced fighters because we get some insane bonuses, so I was able to go all the way down the tech tree and get like the best fighters. This is the division I'm talking about, okay? This is the division that a lot of my divisions are made up of, apart from these ones here, because that was just what I annexed from the West Russians. And I've got a surplus of equipment, just a bunch of surplus of equipment. Hopefully things go a lot better this time, because last time, yeah, it wasn't too good. I also forgot to mention that I made some tank divisions. They're not that great, but you know, they're better than nothing. There it is. Okay, so they are beginning to push, but it's fine. The front line eventually stabilized and they stopped attacking me. Finally, the war exhaustion is well in my favor, and this decreases attack for Germany. So the more they attack me, it's better for me. 5.5 to 0.75. See, but last time this was even. But they're taking so many more casualties than me because they can't budge our front line. I somehow ended up at war with Norway. It wasn't really a problem. I could easily just push into them. We also have complete control over the skies, except for that one red bit, but I'm fixing it. But what is this? Why has this happened? What is this? They started making a breakthrough in the south, but this isn't really a big issue. If I wanted them to push anywhere, it would be here because I could try and encircle them into Kazakhstan. Bro, why are you going into Kazakhstan? They don't want to declare war on Kazakhstan. However, I let things go a little bit out of control, so what commenced is what I call the Battle of Samara. The fall of Samara, my full attention was immediately here, and I tried to control the breakthrough that they made. But no matter what I did, they kept pushing further and further along the Kazakhstan border. It's a lie. The fall of Samara again. Oh my gosh, down there is such a pain. Dude, they're all out of supply. Okay, not all. Dude, that is, bro, imagine we cut off into Kazakhstan, all this. And that is exactly what I did. All of them were out of supply, so this was the perfect opportunity to launch a counterattack. Can you imagine the war exhaustion for the Germans after this? After they lose the Battle of Samara? Oh, we did it! We did it, we did it, we did it! Okay, let's go! Crush that immediately. And just like that, we had the advantage again. And don't forget Norway. This whole time I had been pushing into them. Things were looking good going into 1975, and I even launched a whole frontal attack. All of them sent aid, but I don't think I need help with, oh, I actually do need help with guns. Okay, let's go actually add more production units to guns, because that... Guys, Moscow is still a long way away, but we won the Battle of Samara, and now we're just going to continue. And all these guys are all freed up, and they're going back on the front line. Once they reorganize on the front line, I think it's time for like a pretty big push with my tanks. I was really intent on capturing these two cities, as doing so would decrease my war exhaustion, allowing me to have better attack. Unfortunately, the north was a disaster. Okay, I don't want to talk about it. Oh, I don't understand. Why is this so difficult? All of the darker land is where the Germans have pushed into my core territory, and you can see I really haven't made any advancements into Moscow. This is a lot harder than I thought. We've got literal tractors. Oh, yes sir. We got the tiniest encirclement. They're gonna reinforce. Don't let them do it. How? Why did this guy stop? These guys should have not stopped. There we go. I've pulled off a lot of encirclements by now. You think the German front would weaken a bit, but no, it was only getting stronger. And then I realized why this was the hardest Germany I could have possibly faced. Can I keep this up? Like, who can... Bro, I swear the Germans can keep this up more than me. They don't have cores on... Bro, how are they going to have cores? Why do I have to fight the Germany that has cores on all of the Baltics and Belarus? Why do I have to fight that Germany? Why have they annexed Ostland? That is a question that I cannot answer. And why did I have to face the Germany that annexes Ostland? I don't know. They've also annexed Crimea, so they got manpower there too. I had focused too much on the south, so when I looked back at the north, my disaster turned into a catastrophe. This then put us above 30% capitulation, which actually means I lose. Which is ridiculously low, but I guess this is an offensive war. And yet again, I was defeated by the Germans. I genuinely was worried I wouldn't be able to do it with this run either. But no, I would not give up. I would keep trying until I finally win, doing different things until something worked. Look at this, man. There's no dudes here. They could just take Vyatka. They could... Crazy naval invasion in Arctic Russia. What is that? Attempt 2 was even worse, okay? Just ignore it. We're screwed. I have them on guarding the coastline. It's not even the coastline. It's over. 32%. It's over. Alright, well. Bruh, this is not funny. This is so not funny. Just straight up attacking does not work. Yeah, I'm restarting. That's just not gonna work. Attempt number, last attempt before I go to bed. That's what this is. This was my last attempt before I went to bed. It was like 1 a.m. and I was too tired and I didn't really want to keep playing, but I thought I'd give it one more attempt and this is what would keep me up. Let's see. I forgot about this actually. I haven't done this yet. I'm going to increase my army spendings all the way and then increase inflation to get more money. 18% inflation. I also, for the first time, improved my tank division. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. I have plenty of tanks and equipment to do this. I don't know why I didn't. And by now, I had done so many attempts that I had created my own meta, and it involved abandoning Murmansk immediately. Another thing that I realized is that I don't actually have to start my focus when I declare war. I can declare war, wait for Germany to attack me, and then when I'm ready to push, I can begin the focus, which is the operation. Enact war taxes. Enact. Boom. War taxes. I actually have belief in myself right now. I'm actually believing in myself. I'm finna do it. This finna be the run. I can feel it. I mean, I said that every single attempt, so I'm not actually predicting anything here. I avoided the war with Norway. I almost said Nor with Warway. But once we start attacking, that's when things go downhill. That's when things go really downhill. Mark my words. As soon as we start attacking, things go downhill. And what do? I start attacking. Grab that province right there. Stop them. Yes! Crush it. Now. Before they escape. The commentary is so awful because I'm locked in, okay? I'm fully focused. Thank God for post-commentary me, right? I actually have energy. I am more focused on trying to win this game than worrying about what I'm saying, so yeah. Anyway, I had another really good encirclement idea. After retreating behind the town of Kargopol, I would then push towards Karelia from two sides, one in the north, one in the south, to the impassable terrain, meaning it would be a really easy encirclement. Please, man, I gotta pull this off. Look at this. You see my genius? That's all impassable terrain. It was really easy, and I did it. And then I think I found some sort of exploit. If I then did the encirclement and then retreated back to behind Kargopol, I could keep doing that encirclement over and over again. This is completely fair, okay? I wouldn't even call this an exploit. This is just me taking advantage of the German AI. And then in 1975, I would end up going to war with Romania. Dude, then they don't want to do any negotiations. Okay. They're going to be at war with Romania, and I can't help it. I'm getting pretty angry because I really wanted to avoid the war with Romania. They're like kind of strong, but not really. I mean, it's just an extra pain in the ass. If you're wondering about the casualties, they're well in our favor. It's 3.6 million to the Germans and 500,000 to us, so there's some insane ratios. However, my first real challenge would occur, a naval invasion. Usually these naval invasions were the disaster of me, the final nail in the coffin, but this time I was determined to defend them because I abandoned Murmansk. I had a lot more manpower to defend my ports. Look how many divisions landed. That is not a fair amount of divisions. Most importantly, I held the port, and they were all out of supply, just kind of encircled on the coast and inland a bit, so yeah. Okay, well, at least we got that invasion sorted out. We microed that pretty well, so we survived. It's so hard fighting a war when you start with no manpower, like no reserve manpower. Like just starting a war with no reserve manpower is just awful. I know I could have deleted divisions to get more manpower, but I feel like if I deleted any more, the Germans would just push into me. I pulled off another encirclement, and then the Germans called in my greatest fear, an opponent that I could not hope to defeat, and I would merely have to pray that they would not go too bad. The game crashing. Yes, I would not only have to fight Germany, but I would also have to fight the constant crashes that were happening. I'm going to leave a crash counter in the corner for the amount of times that this game crashed. Every time I pulled off an encirclement, it was always when I just pulled off an encirclement. I am not over this. I am still mad about. Come on. Okay, we did it again. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a save game now. Get absolutely destroyed. You know what? Because the game keeps crashing. Well, it doesn't keep crashing. This has happened once. But still, I'm going to be petty and make a save game, alright? I'm glad I was able to pull it off again this time. In other cases, that would not be the case. Anyway, I got tested with another naval invasion again. I was pulling off another one of those exploit encirclements. It's not an exploit. And guess what happened? However, I managed to pull it off again, so it's fine. And I was able to hold the naval invasion again, so it's fine. Then there was another naval invasion, alright? They don't end. Don't expect them to end anytime soon. They're just constantly coming. Oh, I can increase conscription again. I can go from extensive to service by requirement. It'll increase war exhaustion. It's already at 100. That naval invasion ended up getting a port, so I sent my tanks over. With my tanks, I recaptured the port and then pulled off another encirclement, only to find that I got naval invaded again. My coastal defense is insane though, so I managed to repel this one as well. Our army is still hovering around 2 million men, which is really good. This time in attempt 1, I had lost like 500,000 men, so it's really good. It's holding up. Okay, it is currently 1:44 a.m. and I know I said this was my last attempt before I was going to bed, but I genuinely thought this was going to go badly and I was going to go to bed, but no, I'm still up and it hasn't gone badly yet. In fact, I was about to attack them, but then they started attacking me out of nowhere, and just when I said things weren't going badly, they started going badly. Alright, we got a micro defense. By now, the Far East was ready to be integrated, and I got a whole bunch of manpower out of it. And there it is, there's the manpower for it as well. With a fresh batch of manpower from Vladivostok, I decided that it would be a good idea to push in like a very localized area, in fact trying to take those cities. We need Tver and Holmograd. We need Tver there, and Holmgard is all the way over there. Why did I say Holmograd? Why did I say that? It looks nothing like Holmograd. Putting my bad pronunciation aside, I decided to try and push on the whole front, just to see what would happen, and things were better than expected. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Blood, sweat, and tears have gone in to see this. Oh my days. It is 2 a.m. Over past 2 a.m. and we've got green bubbles. Oh yeah. Look at that. That's an encirclement too. We cannot continue down our focus tree until we get Moscow, alright? So that is objective number 1. I pulled off yet another encirclement in that same area that I exploit. I've put that autosave on daily because the music... Sorry, not the music. What am I talking about? Dude, I'm so tired. I've got the autosave on daily because the game keeps crashing, so... Hopefully that will fix it, but now it's just going to be like really annoying to play, but there we go. I'm not including the crashes in the video because it's boring to watch, but trust me, they happened. Okay, I'm pulling off an encirclement against Finland. Hopefully this will this will be cleaned up. I wasn't paying attention to my main front, and it turns out that we're outside Moscow, which is really, really good. Oh yeah. That's good to see. That was like the only encirclement the game didn't crash on, and then after that we actually got Petrograd before Moscow, which is crazy. No, we have to wait till next year, and that will be tomorrow morning for me, because I'm going to bed now. I'm tired. I got all the hard work out the way, okay? All of the hard work out the way, huh? Considering we've still got 9 years left of this video, I beg to differ. You know how I said I would come back tomorrow morning and finish the game off? Well, it's not morning. I woke up and it was afternoon, so... Yeah, I'm not staying up that late again. I couldn't get to sleep though. It doesn't matter if I couldn't get to sleep, just play the game. What's important though is we're winning. We finally held out for long enough that I'm actually pushing against the Germans and encircling them and doing all these amazing things. So all the hard work is out of the way and I can relax. I've got my coffee and let the fun begin. But for now, things were still on the move. I cleaned up that encirclement and I liberated Moscow. What's it called again? Exhaustion. I keep forgetting the name. War exhaustion is decreasing. Moscow is behind us, and then we can do forward Russia. We get speed, attack, defense for 30 days. Let's go. No, we've had to drop the quality. Oh no. I thought the crashes were happening due to the quality demands, so I had to lower the quality, but I don't think that worked. Anyway, we're getting really close to capitulating this Moscow puppet. We took Volgograd, so now we have control of all 3 major cities. The Germans offer Moscow. With Moscow and Voholzy back in the Russian hands, the Germans have approached our government with an offer of peace. Basically, they want to give us West Russia in exchange for peace, and I'm not about to do that. Believe it or not, I forgot to port guard Petrograd or St. Petersburg, and so guess where they invaded? Bro, they took that? Oh my gosh. And now this is a disaster, okay? Somehow them taking Petrograd has turned the whole war back over to their side, so they're advancing to me now. There we go. Oh my god, I didn't see this. I did not see that. I did not see that. I just loaded in. I did not see that. Dude, I'm losing because of the crashes. I promise. If I was able to actually play without it crashing a lot, I'd be able to focus on the game. This is why I'm losing, because it's constantly just crashing and I'm being distracted. Okay, look, this is my legit only valid excuse I've ever used, okay? This one is valid. The amount of crashes, like, just make me demotivated to play and I don't do anything properly. So this is why I'm losing. Whatever you want to call it, I don't care. And the game again. I am so... There's actually resistance. That's crazy. How is there resistance? We'd think that during our march to liberate West Russia that we wouldn't encounter any resistance in Russian core territory, but you know, apparently it's not Cordon, apparently it's resistant. I don't know what the Germans did to them, but couldn't have been good. I ended up taking Petrograd back again, and then I forgot to garrison it, and they invaded it again, and then it fell, and this is a whole thing that continues throughout the entire video, by the way. Petrograd is like the center of back and forth. Bro, just go there. Okay, good. Oh, another invasion. Don't be bad. Oh, it's kind of bad. Bam. There we go. 8 divisions max. Oh! Yep, the north is now pretty much a disaster, and I'm losing land pretty rapidly at this point. I'm no longer getting any of my gains, and I think I lost St. Petersburg, and I'm gonna lose Volgograd and Moscow. Fortunately, in Karelia, I was able to pull off a couple of encirclements, and now hopefully I can come up behind the northern army and just encircle them that way. Yes. There, we got it. Despite my minor success in Karelia, I mean, we were looking pretty bad. You can see for yourself. Look at all those red bubbles. We're definitely not advancing anytime soon. God, look how many divisions they've got now. Where did these come from? They've got 400. They've been gaining divisions. Encircling that northern army from behind was my sole focus, and I managed to do it. Okay. We cut it off here. Okay, can we take this back, please? Thank you. Oh, my days. Dude, all I want to do was capitulate the Reich Commissariat, and I can't even do that. I was so close. But it's not over. I managed to encircle and destroy that northern army, which is pretty good. And then they left Petrograd exposed again, so I went for it and I captured Petrograd again. It's weird. Okay, I'm taking a risk by increasing the graphics again. Because I hadn't crashed in a while, so I pray it doesn't crash. Anyway. Yep, we're getting pushed back still, that's fun. I keep pulling off a bunch of small encirclements, just constantly chipping away at their army. It's gonna take forever, but it will eventually work. I redid that second encirclement there, and it was a little bit smaller, but whatever. The front line finally stabilized, and we're pretty much back to where we started. Great! Yep, oh, let's go, alright. Yes. Good. Oh, it worked. As if we're going into 1980 and we're still where we were before. I mean, I just pulled off a bunch of encirclements right there, but we're going into 1980 and hopefully we'll be able to push. It's 1980 and we're back where we were before, but I want the momentum to be back in my favor, and I decided to just do a big push, alright? I don't know why, but I was hoping it would work. This is like the Battle of the Bulge right here. This is my last desperate attempt. I'm not gonna lie, man. I've been running out of equipment, especially support equipment. My divisions have been getting smaller and smaller as time has gone on, but I've had to take off field hospitals, but I thought that would be okay now because I've got plenty of manpower. We got it! We got Moscow again. We got Moscow again, and that means momentum is back in our favor because that's how the war exhaustion thing works. Every time you take something important, you decrease war exhaustion, so now we have more attack. What is this? What just happened here? Go follow him. For some reason, the AI decided to snake. I've never seen the AI do that, but that's crazy. This is so weird, man. This is such a weird war, man. This is genuinely, bro. I'm like it's like I'm fighting in this war myself, man. So I mentioned the Battle of the Bulge because we've made a pretty big bulge into Moscow, as you can see. But from here, I don't really have any good options. I don't want to push all the way into Smolensk to get encircled. Up into the north is too risky, and the only option really is to go down into Kazakhstan and try and encircle the Southern Army. It's such a gamble, man. What am I doing? On the way there, I tried pulling off as many encirclements as I could, and I even got this one. Yep, I'm not lying. The game crashed 3 times here, so that's good fun. Now for the following years, I was so put off by the crashes that I recorded extra zoomed in accidentally for some reason, because it's hard to explain, but you'll see. Anyway, I made really good progress on that encirclement, and I was right outside the border of Kazakhstan, and I eventually got it. Okay, let's go. Let's clean this up as soon as we can. It turns out recording in the manner I did made things worse. I'm just going to add all of the crashes of this year right here because there's too many. There was like 11, so here we go. Some of my reactions were kind of funny. I mean, you can understand how annoyed I was getting. Cool. Oh, why is it all after I pull off an encirclement? Game crashing. Really definitely is the mod. Look, I took one and it crashed. Like that. Bro, what? It's so unplayable. It's so unplayable. The reason there were so many crashes is obviously because I pulled off so many encirclements, which means that I made a lot of progress. So by the end of this year, it wasn't all bad, and I'm back to where I was before, just about to capitulate Moscow, hopefully. After this year, though, I took a long break. I was really sick of the crashes, and it was actually getting on my nerves. I also wanted to research and spend time deciding, like, how to stop the game from crashing, and I eventually did in the next year. Okay, I cannot wait to begin my uninterrupted Hearts of Iron 4 game. I am very excited to get into it without interruptions. What I have done is I've lowered the refresh rate. I don't know what that does, and I don't know if that is going to make a difference, but I put it obviously back on high quality because watching this gameplay on the lowest quality possible is not entertaining, so I've done it like this, and let's just hope and pray that things go our way. And it worked. My game stopped crashing. However, I forgot to zoom out again, so I'm still recording extra zoomed in, but whatever. We got this encirclement here. Going down into the Caucasus. I sent these guys to Baku. They're just being cut off now. I mean, they're going to get there, so that's good. So Baku, one of the oil lifelines of the Reich, has been severed from its overlord. Petersburg, we're back. We're back to St. Petersburg. Who would have thought? We're back here again. The fall of Grozny. That's again in the Caucasus. And at this point, there would be a race. Who would I capitulate first? The Moscow Reich Commissariat or the Caucasus Reich Commissariat? The Russian Federation has defeated Reich Commissariat Caucasus. That's it, yep. After taking out the Caucasus, I immediately went through Crimea to try and get the jump on the south of Ukraine. And then I got another offer where the Germans offered the Caucasus and Moscow, so both of them. And this is a pretty good offer, you know, this is like modern day Russia offer, but you know what, I want more. I was feeling pretty good, and as soon as I left the Crimean island, I was pretty much unopposed in southern Ukraine. There we go. It's connected. However, the tension level was getting pretty high, and I asked to talk with Germany, but they declined. Like, do they want nuclear war? Like, the Germans offer Ukraine. Okay, with our soldiers nearing the borders of the Inner Reich, the German government has approached our government for the 3rd time, offering us many concessions in the east. They're willing to cede control of Ukraine and the Crimean Peninsula. I genuinely think this is the last offer. There is no Ostland. Germany have annexed Ostland, so I think this Ukraine offer is the last one before Germany would go into nuclear war. I still declined it though, because I wanted to know what happens. But as I know now, this was a mistake. Declining this offer would just spell disaster for me. For the beginning of this year, things were really good. I was pushing into the Moscow puppet, and I was still, you know, pushing the Germans back. Pushing the German border, man. But this is Ostland. I don't know why they've just annexed Ostland. That's unfair. And they have a cause on Ostland. This was like the hardest Germany I think anyone could ever fight. At this point, if you have been watching the game closely, and if you see something that not many people are probably looking at, then you would know that I'm about to go into a disaster. This war has gone on for so long, and take a look at my GDP and my debt. Yes, I'm about to enter a fiscal crisis that is unrecoverable. The fiscal oh my god, we've got a fiscal crisis. The new decision category. Yeah. Look, When we win the war, bro, it's our GDP's 4 billion, our debt is 200 billion. This is so bad. Yep, I'm not paying this off anytime soon unless I cut all of my spendings, including the military spendings, which in turn just might cause the Germans to gain the advantage. Oh my god, tension is at 93%. Dude, I might cause a nuclear war, and I've turned my country into an absolute economic terrible hole. And so the downfall begins, with the Germans recapturing Smolensk, while also us having to declare bankruptcy. Yep, fully just bankrupt, we're done. The only way I can salvage this is if the Germans agree to talks, and then I demand Ukraine, or just demand something to offer peace. 100%? Dude, how'd it get to 100? I didn't take any land. Okay, so let's do a little quick summary of how things are going for me. Tension level is at 100%, so the Germans can declare nuclear war. I have declared bankruptcy and cannot spend any more money on my army. Germans are pushing me back, and not to mention my whole air force is destroyed by now. We had dominance over the skies, but the Germans can outproduce me, so it's over. However, my saving grace, Germany accepted diplomatic talks. The smart thing to do right now is demand Moscow, Caucasia, and Ukraine. Look at this, look at this. We just had an economic collapse. The best thing we could do right now is end the war. 1984 is peaceful year. Demand Moscow, Caucasia, Ukraine, so they just get Ostland. This is the smart thing to do. Normally I am one to take risks, but this is not a risk. This is just guaranteed disaster, okay? So you know what? I may have just not, I did that, okay? This is a victory. I mean, that we're getting pushed back. We're going to get pushed back like this. Look at the equipment. 34,000 guns. It's terrible. We're demanding all that. Germany agrees to our demands. We have received a reply from the Führer himself. Look at that. Ukraine Construction Authority. West Russian. Caucasus. And now we have a new focus tree. We took all of their Reich Commissariats, okay? That's a win. So we officially did it. We beat the Germans and we got the event for beating the Germans and everything. Whatever happens now, you saved millions. Well done. Let's go. The Federation triumphs over the Einspakt. In a shocking turn of events, the all-Russian army has overcome the vast German armies, overwhelmed by Russian air superiority and experienced soldiers. The Einspakt has formally surrendered to the Russian Federation in the hopes of avoiding all-out nuclear war between the two countries. Chaos has erupted in Germany as the people accuse the German government of weakness. Many factions from the SS sympathizers to reformists have begun to battle it out on the streets while the Wehrmacht attempts to control the situation. Only time can tell what the complete repercussions of a Russian victory may have on both Europe and the globe. A bright future awaits the Federation. The Germans got couped by the SS, which is kind of funny, but that obviously means their fascist regime still survives. I'm not sure what happens when you do the total German surrender. Next time I play this mod, I'll do like the Soviet Union again or something, and I'll do it with this mod, so we do the total German surrender. I firstly annexed West Russia, and I moved my capital back to Moscow. Oh, we got decisions. Oh, we integrate it now. Oh, we annexed it. Now we integrate it. Okay, yeah. Okay. Integrate it into the region, into the Federation. Give Georgians and Azerbaijans independence. Unify the region into a... Okay, no. I obviously just annexed everything I could back into the Federation, including Ukraine, the Caucasus. Apparently Petrograd was its own state, so I got that, and Crimea. There was also a whole election as well, and we got another focus tree, which is like 4 more years, but I'm not really going to play it. I did play it, I'll tell you what happened. We went to space, that was it. But also, there were like fascist thugs left in the Reich Commissariat territories that I just had to root out. We finally did it, we won, okay? This is a win, definitely. You are banned if you say otherwise. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.